We were working alongside doctors leading up to the tour to make sure that, he was doing everything necessary and safe for that, and we'll just keep doing that. But it definitely is, like, it sucks that the tour was postponed.
She was asking me.
Hailey Bieber got everything she always wanted, but at quite a heavy price. Millions of girls all over the world dreamt of marrying Justin Bieber, and Hailey has had plenty of competition, particularly from one intimidatingly beautiful and also successful woman.
Yo, she did that thing.
But was Hailey's journey from fan to wife worthwhile? And with a ring now on her finger and the mother of Justin's child, can she finally relax? Hailey's story looks like something from a Disney movie, or at least at the early beginnings. In October of 2009, Justin Bieber had just performed on the Today Show. Backstage, he was introduced to the actor Stephen Baldwin, who was with his teenage daughter. Little did Justin know that he was being introduced to his future wife.
Hey, my name's Steve. And the third song, this is my daughter Hailey. The third song is
At the time, Justin had become a 15-year-old pop sensation, and Hailey was just shy of 13 years of age. This age gap would delay any romantic interest between them until later in life, and around this time, Justin was soon involved with another woman that would also delay Justin and Hailey living happily ever after.
So you're a busy girl. You've got a CD out. You've got a clothing line. You're an ambassador, right? And I don't know how you have time to date Justin Bieber.
What? Oh, brother.
Justin and Selena would become a power couple called Jelena, and when watching from afar, Hailey tweeted, "I'm for sure 100% Team Jelena." On September 23, 2011, Justin famously rented out the entire Staples Center in Los Angeles so he could have a private romantic dinner date with Selena. On the very same day, Hailey tweeted, "I don't care what anyone says, but Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez together is the definition of a teenage dream. #word. It has often been framed that Hailey was a delirious Justin Bieber fan, and from day one she had her goals set on marrying Justin. However, she would later go on to tell Vogue magazine, "I was never a super fan of him or of anyone. It was never that crazed, screaming thing. I didn't think about it in any kind of way except for the fact that he was cute. Everybody had a crush on him, but for the first few years we had a weird age gap." As the daughter of Stephen Baldwin and niece of the much more famous Alec Baldwin, Hailey was already in celebrity circles, and rather than actively pursuing Justin, they would also cross paths through what's known as the Hillsong Church, which is a contemporary sect of Christianity. According to Hailey, one day Justin walked into Hillsong and was like, "Hey, you got older." I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" What happened next is all down to speculation. Were Justin and Hailey truly becoming friends, or was Hailey hoping that Justin would finally move on from Selena? The answer looked to be a strange mix of the two. In April of 2014, Hailey was photographed having sushi with Justin and Kylie Jenner. At the time of this photo, the paparazzi did not pay much attention to Hailey. However, Justin had just broken up with Selena, and Selena had just fallen out with the Jenner family. In fact, Hailey was the only person sitting at the table who wasn't on bad terms with Selena, and the press speculated that Hailey was, quote, the third wheel, with US Weekly not even mentioning her in the headline. And whether Hailey liked it or not, Justin would soon be back with Selena, and their highly toxic relationship was back in full swing. They had been vacationing in St. Martin in the fall, and were about to fly to Paris for Fashion Week. However, at the airport, footage emerged showing the couple in bad spirits.
For the shot. Yeah, that's her face, yeah. Selena Gomez. Kind of a dramatic entrance, I guess. I don't know.
She really has spoken.
But from the fall to the winter of 2014, Justin Bieber would become more acquainted with Hailey through their mutual friendship with the Jenners and through Hillsong. Many people pointed out that Justin's claim to be Christian was somewhat undermined by the amount of premarital relations he was having at the time, and Hailey was seen as one of the many romances he was engaged in. Pictures of Hailey and Justin spending time together inevitably sparked dating rumors, and both of them denied anything was going on. Justin posted, "People are crazy. I'm super single and this is my good friend. You would know otherwise." By December, New Year's Eve was on the horizon, and it was the next sequence of events that had sparked multiple theories on the internet. When the clock struck 12 that night, Justin would be photographed in Turks and Caicos with Hailey Baldwin. Selena, meanwhile, would ring in the new year in Dubai with Kendall Jenner, Gigi Hadid, and Shay Mitchell. However, according to some internet sleuths, this was all a part of the plan. One of the wildest theories about Hailey and Justin is that the Jenners were behind them getting together. Kendall Jenner was friends with Hailey and on bad terms with Selena, so was supposedly desperate for Hailey to get together with Justin. So the next logical step was to invite Selena to spend New Year's in the Middle East. This is, of course, completely circumstantial evidence and one of the many times that the internet would suspect drama when there may not have been anything going on at all. And even if there was a carefully orchestrated plan, it didn't work. Justin would remain in, for lack of a better word, a situationship with Hailey, and Hailey would receive a lot of mixed messages from Justin. In January of 2015, Hailey posted this image, and Justin wrote in the comments, "Your friend's hot, Hailey, haha," then adding, "But you're hot too, ? On Justin's 21st birthday on March 1st, he would be seen with Hailey again, but also later with model Giovanna Ventura. A source told Hollywood Life that Hailey left because Justin was giving Giovanna all his attention. She's not his girlfriend and she tries to be cool, but she's not going to be second best to some random girl. And later that month, the looming threat of Selena was still clearly on Hailey's mind. A random person on Twitter posted a picture of Selena and told people to retweet for hot and favorite it for not. Hailey ended up favoriting this tweet. She also supposedly retweeted a tweet saying, "Can Hailey and Kendall fight Selena, please?" And Hailey was not the only person to still have Selena on her mind. At the Met Gala in May, Justin was confronted by press and decided to shout something out the window.
He's saying hello. Man, JB. Hey, JB. Selena looked gorgeous at the Met Ball.
Yo, she did that thing.
In July that year, Hollywood Life shared the footage of Justin and Selena back together, and coincidentally, Hailey tweeted, "The devil really is working extra hard today." In a radio interview in that October, Justin was asked what was the best part of his teenage years.
I would say best part of the teenage years, probably my relationship with my ex-girlfriend.
Justin also appeared on Ellen and explained that 3 of his songs on his upcoming album Purpose were about Selena. Ellen then asked him if they'll ever get back together.
Do you see yourself, do you think you'll ever get back together? Is that a hope for you? Do you think one day that could happen?
Maybe. I mean, we have a lot of history together, so I'm sure, it possibly could happen. But
Yeah.
I think we're both just on our own journeys of just figuring ourselves out.
Yep.
And I think maybe once we figure ourselves out, we can come together and make an awesome duo. Or, she'll find someone awesome, I'll find someone awesome. And I just want her to be happy, honestly.
And in November, Justin and Selena were seen at a hotel together where Justin was captured singing My Girl by The Temptations to Selena.
Talking about my girl, my girl.
At the AMAs that month, it was rumored that Justin was seen spending more time with Selena than he was with Hailey. And the most heartbreaking thing of all was that this happened on November 22nd, which was Hailey's 19th birthday.
It was my birthday. Remember
Yes.
the
Yes,
birthday?
it was. It was your
It was a
birthday.
bad birthday for me. And so I had been already crying inside. And then when I came out of the place, You could tell that I had been crying. I had a birthday and I was sad.
Coincidentally, Hailey had been sent birthday cupcakes from Kendall Jenner which had written on them, F him. But during Christmas and New Year's, it looked as if Hailey was the center of attention. Gaining 2 million likes on Instagram was an intimate New Year's kiss featuring Justin and Hailey. In January, Selena was asked by Rolling Stone about being serenaded by Justin, and her response was, "Honestly, what I would love to be printed is that I am so beyond done with talking about that and him." And in February, Justin would do an interview with GQ, which gave us a window into the weird relationship between him and Hailey. This now iconic interview was titled "Justin Bieber Would Like to Reintroduce Himself" and was conducted at a Beverly Hills hotel. While Justin was adored by his fans, he had accumulated a lot of hate through his behavior. Some racist jokes he had told when he was a teenager surfaced, he was arrested for a DUI, and he wrote in the guest book of the Anne Frank Museum that he believed that she would have been a believer. These are just one of the many incidents that had painted Justin as this bad person. Curiously, Justin was actually living at this hotel at the time of the interview, and even more curious, Justin brought the journalist into his bedroom to meet Hailey. According to interview Katie Weaver, "I'm impressed she does not hide in the bathroom with the shower running, which was what I would do if my super famous rumored boyfriend showed up unannounced with a journalist in the middle of my day." Having spoken to Hailey briefly, Katie was now alone again with Justin. I ask if they're dating, and he shakes his head emphatically, affecting a confused expression, as if he can't possibly fathom why I would assume that he's dating the young woman in his hotel room, whom he has been photographed kissing. Bieber confirmed that they were friends, and then gave a lengthy explanation saying, "I don't want to put anyone in a position where they feel like I'm only theirs, only to be hurt in the end. Right now in my life, I don't want to be held down by anything. I already have a lot that I have to commit to, a lot of responsibilities. I don't want to feel like the girl I love is an added responsibility. I know that in the past I've hurt people and said things that I didn't mean to make them happy in the moment. So now I'm just more so looking at the future, making sure I'm not damaging them. What if Hailey ends up being the girl I'm going to marry, right? If I rush into anything, if I damage her, then it's always going to be damaged. It's really hard to fix wounds like that. It's so hard. I just don't want to hurt her." This quote would be prophetic in many ways. It's true that they would end up getting married, but it's equally true that Justin would end up hurting her time and time again. So while Justin seemed very concerned about not hurting Hailey's feelings, a month later he would share a 2011 throwback photo on Instagram with him kissing Selena. In May, Selena picked up a sign from a fan at a concert saying "Marry Justin" and crumbled it into pieces. Later that month, Hailey was spotted spending Memorial Day weekend in the same venue as Drake, which sparked rumors that Hailey wasn't acting exclusively either. It was roughly around this time that the situationship between Justin and Hailey supposedly fizzled out. However, Hailey would reveal that despite not being together, they had a very dramatic breakup. Hailey said, "Fizzled would not be the right word. It was more like a very dramatic excommunication. There was a period where if I walked into a room, he would walk out." In August, Justin was then involved with Sophia Richie and posted a picture of them together with the caption, "I'm going to make my Instagram private if you guys don't stop the hate. This is getting out of hand. If you guys are really fans, you wouldn't be so mean to people that I like." And Selena Gomez decided that she would leave a little comment underneath this photo. She wrote, "If you can't handle the hate, then stop posting pictures of your girlfriend, lol. It should be special between you two only. Don't be mad at your fans. They love you." Justin would have a heated exchange with Selena and delete his Instagram account for over a year. 2017 would see this love triangle move in different directions. Justin was seen with Kourtney Kardashian and other models, and Selena would date The Weeknd. But in October of 2017, Jelena would somehow be back once again. Around the same time, Hailey was linked to Shawn Mendes. Some people have argued that Hailey and Shawn Mendes, as well as The Weeknd and Selena, were PR relationships. And whether this is true or not, we definitely don't see the same levels of intensity as the love triangle of Justin, Hailey, and Selena. However, in March of 2018, Selena and Justin decided to take a break. This was the last and final time that Selena and Justin would be an item. But despite this, Selena would somehow still be involved in Justin's life and later drop allegations about their relationship. A few months after ending things with Selena, Hailey and Justin would meet once again at a Hillsong church in Miami. According to Hailey, the common denominator, I promise you, is always church. By then we were past the drama. I just gave him a hug. By the end of the conference, he was like, "We're not going to be friends." I was like, "We're not?" Justin had finally agreed to date her and let her be his girlfriend. A month later, he proposed to her, and she said yes. Once news broke about this, the press were eager to get Selena Gomez's response, and she genuinely wished them well. However, one source told E! News, Selena knows that Justin makes rash decisions but wishes them both the best. She's truly focused on herself, and Justin is no longer a topic of conversation in her life. By September, Justin and Hailey would get married at a New York City courthouse and then have a wedding celebration in 2019. This would be the moment where you would expect all of the drama to die down, but in October of 2019, Selena was once again in the picture and released a song which made clear references to Justin. The track Love Me to Lose You portrays someone who has gotten out of a toxic relationship, particularly with the lines, "I saw the signs and I ignored it, rose-colored glasses all distorted, set fire to my purpose and I let it burn." What settled any doubts that this was about Justin was the line, "In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy." This seemed to be in reference the gap between their decision to take a break in March and Justin getting back with Hailey months later. Then things took a dark turn when Hailey suspiciously posted an Instagram story of Summer Walker's song I'll Kill You. On a fan post which screenshotted this, Hailey wrote, "Please stop with this nonsense. There is no response. This is complete BS." Selena then posted a video where she said,
"I'm so grateful. However, I do not stand for women tearing women down. And I will never, ever be by that. So please be kind to everyone. It doesn't matter what the situation is. If you're my fans, don't be rude to anybody, please. Don't go off and say things that you just feel in the moment. And just please, for me."
However, in January of 2020, Selena did an interview with NPR, and this only continued to fan the flames about this particular song. The interviewer, Lulu Garcia Navarro, asked about the track, and Selena responded, "I'm very proud of it. It has a different meaning to me now from when I wrote it. I felt I didn't get a respectful closure, and I had accepted that, but I know I needed some way to just say a few things that I wish I had said. It's not a hateful song. It's a song that is saying, I had something beautiful, and I would never deny that it wasn't that. It was very difficult, and I'm happy it's over." The interviewer then addressed the elephant in the room and said, "Saying goodbye to Justin Bieber, who I'm assuming you're speaking about." Selena responded, "You had to get the name in. I get it." Then Selena went on to say, "I found the strength in it. It's dangerous to stay in a victim mentality. And I'm not being disrespectful. I do feel I was a victim to certain abuse." It was clarified that this was, quote, emotional abuse, and she elaborated, "I had to find a way to understand it as an adult, and I had to understand the choices I was making. As much as I definitely don't want to spend the rest of my life talking about this, I'm really proud that I can say I feel the strongest I've ever felt, and I found a way to just walk through it with as much grace as possible." Selena had been undergoing mental health treatment for quite some time, so she clearly had now looked back on her relationship and analyzed Justin's behavior. One of the more toxic signs of Bieber's behavior was his flaunting over multiple women online. He obviously likes his pick of the litter, but he also enjoys posting these love interests all over Instagram, which could be a power move to make Selena and Hailey jealous. And these allegations of, quote, emotional abuse prompted a lot of digging from Selena's fans. One of the wildest claims is that Justin bought the same Dolce & Gabbana dress that Selena wore and got a model to dress up in it, presumably to make Selena feel insecure. However, when people have been searching for any red flags for toxic behavior, most of it can be found when Justin is with Hailey. There are some clips where Justin is making fun of Hailey in a normal, playful way, but there are some occasions where his behavior could be interpreted as disrespectful.
What up, Jay? What's up, Justin? Good morning, Justin.
If you weren't so hot, I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
We were working alongside doctors leading up to the tour to make sure that, he was doing everything necessary and safe for that, and we'll just keep doing that. But it definitely is, it sucks that the tour was
I just answered, she was asking me.
With Hailey and Justin now married, there was a vacuum of drama between Hailey and Selena. During the 2020s, there were stories about beef between Hailey and Selena, which looked to be completely fabricated by the internet, and proved that the most toxic people of all in this relationship were the fans. In 2021, you could just see how unhinged Selena Gomez's fans were. In this footage from the Met Gala, you can hear people shouting abuse at Hailey and cheering Selena. Hailey is then supposedly seen crying. However, this was more so Selena's fans causing the drama. But in May of 2022, it was alleged that Selena took shots at Hailey. Hailey posted a video about her skincare routine on TikTok. Shortly after, Selena posted her own skincare routine where she could be seen rolling her eyes. It was implied that Selena was mocking Hailey and showing her supposedly superior skincare routine. Selena responded to a fan's screenshot and wrote, "This is why I believe in taking care of your mental health. Guys, no idea what I did, but I'm really sorry. Zero bad intention. Deleting soon." In October of 2022, Selena and Hailey would be photographed together, signaling that there was no bad blood between them. In an interview with Vulture in November of 2022, we see how their lives were storified by the media. The journalist Rachel Handler asked Selena, "That recent photo released of you and Hailey Bieber felt full circle. What was the story behind it? I thought it was powerful of you guys to publicly be like, we're moving on." Selena's response was, "Thank you. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not even a thing." Despite this forced act of closure, another fake drama would surface. In December, Selena Gomez was on vacation, and these photos surfaced onto the internet. Selena had not lived up to the perfect standards expected of her and received a lot of negative comments. Soon after, Hailey shared a video of her, Kendall Jenner, and another friend mouthing along to the words,
"Saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right."
Hailey was seen as taking shots at Selena and forced to post on social media, "I never comment on this type of thing, but we were just having a girls' night and did a random TikTok sound for fun. It's not directed at anyone." In the subsequent years, Justin and Hailey would have their first child together. And in 2025, we see perhaps the most intimate interview with Hailey Bieber she has ever given. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, she explained how some of the internet drama was fabricated. The first issue that Hailey addressed was speculation that there was an overlap between Justin breaking up with Selena and getting back together with Hailey.
The timeline of like where he was at before we got back together and what was going on, and there was just a lot happening.
Yeah.
But I will say too, like, the only people that really know the truth of the situation and what the timeline really was and how it happened and how it went down are like me and him. Perception is a really tricky thing.
Then she went on to address the incident at the Met Gala.
I could kind of hear it, but I didn't know if that's what was really going on until I saw the video after. The whole thing of everybody being like, "Oh, he's trying to tell her not to cry," that was not true. It wasn't making me cry. Although it's a very disrespectful thing to do towards anybody, I felt like I had something in my eye. That's just what goes to show you how out of context things can be seen.
While you would imagine that the dust had finally settled, this interview was also given its own narrative. This interview came out before Selena's documentary and is now apparently viewed by the internet as her way of controlling the narrative. However, Hailey made clear that people trolling her online never gets to her.
They've never ruined anything for me. They're not ruining my life. They're not ruining my happiness. And that, I think, is really the win of the whole thing. You're actually not taking anything away from me. So that's what I just keep stepping forward with. It's like, you can't take this away from me. You cannot take away my happiness, my relationship, my business, my career. Like, you can't. You can try and you can be mad about it, but it doesn't change anything, is my point.
Thankfully, it looks as if things are finally starting to calm down, but a recent live performance with SZA would suggest otherwise. Hailey, however, responded to this performance with, "My two favorite artists." At the same time, SZA liked the post which read, "Someone said his soulmate might be a black woman." Hopefully there was nothing more to this performance than the theatrics that come with R&B live performances. That being said, someone with Justin's history, who's currently married, and with a kid, should have probably steered clear of doing something like this. But even though Hailey and Justin were on shaky ground because of that incident, it looks as if they're on steadier ground than before. Both Justin and Selena are in their 30s, and Hailey's 28. Selena now looks to be in a healthier relationship with the music producer Benny Blanco, who people and the fans have their own accusations. But above all, it may also look like their fans have all grown up as well.